Hey, Ted.
Hey.
What was your biggest takeaway from playing down in the Wubble last season, and how do you envision your role changing on this team this year?
My biggest takeaway was, learning from all the vets and everybody with experience. I was surrounded by great players, and I just got to learn so much. And then I had a lot of time to spend in the bubble, like our free time with the coaches and, them just helping me grow as a player and a person. And I think my biggest takeaway will really have to just be learning. And to bring that to this year, just using what I learned and like showing that I, grow, like just constant growth, and that I'm here to, keep learning and keep growing, and every day I just want to add something new.
Go to Roscoe Davis back from Sportsnet.
Hi Taylor, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, go ahead. I just wanted to ask about specific basketball lessons that you take from last season to this season.
I think specifically as a point guard, just realizing that most importantly, my energy affects everybody. So, just constantly being that energy boost, and then also being confident and showing that I know what's going on. I can control the room, I can control the table when, it's my opportunity to. And just being a leader with or without the ball.
Miriam Swanson, LA Daily News.
Hey, Taya. So you guys get to play some basketball against somebody else tomorrow. I know it's just been like a week or so of training camp, but I guess like how exciting is it just to like be able to get back out and compete? And what are you guys looking to accomplish tomorrow?
Honestly, like because my last year was in the bubble, like it's kind of exciting to like have an itinerary to travel to travel with the team. We're not in the same place, just getting on the bus and going to the same place. We're actually going somewhere else. So I think just like, even like just taking appreciation to the fact that we get to travel this year, and it's not really like a bubble, but it's kind of a bubble, but we making strides to finally trying to open up. And I think just that, like just appreciating every step of the way, because we didn't have that last year. So I kind of am getting like a rookie experience. So I'm really embracing that right now. And then when the time presents itself, I'll worry about, the game and the game plan and stuff.
All right, well, enjoy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miriam. We'll go to John W. Davis from Winsider.
Hey, Tay, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. So you mentioned learning earlier, and I know that last year obviously was a learning process for you. And I remember last year you talked about, some of the difficulties of the pick and roll, whether it's on offense or defense. So what have you been able to learn so far about executing the pick and roll from players like Christy Tolliver and Erica Wheeler, who you didn't have access to last year?
I would have to say, this is my first time experiencing Christy Tolliver and E. So I think that as of recently, like Christy is like real calm, like not too high, not too low. She stayed medium. She's real methodical. Like she's smooth. It's not like too quick. It's not fast. It's just like she's reading. She's smart with it. So I think just learning like how to slow down her pace and how she's reading everything, and she's taking what they give her and just making reads off that. Just learning that from her. And then E is like, she's quick, she changes pace, she's fast, she's aggressive on defense. It's like they got two different player styles. So like really I'm getting the best of both worlds, like slow down, change my pace. I get to learn from both of them, and it's really exciting because they cool people, they want to help you learn. So like it's like an easy transition with the both of them.
Go over to Chris Henderson.
Hello, Taylor. Hope all is well.
It is, thank you.
Congratulations on the deal with Jordan Brand, and I'm pretty sure that's a lead honor for you. Can you talk about being a part of the prestigious brand, and what is your favorite like retros off the court? Because I know you won 34 and 35 probably this year, but Can you talk about what is your favorite retro and how it is to be on the brand?
Oh man, when I unfortunately when the contract was signed and I was a part of the family, it was still COVID, so I didn't get to formally meet anybody. I didn't get to shake your hand, see people, be congratulated or whatever. But just recently we was able to go to Florida and hang with Michael Jordan and be on the boat and do a photo shoot and all types of fun stuff, and just to welcome into the team and meet everybody and see smiles, shake hands and stuff like that. So that was a wonderful feeling. And I mean, honestly, I don't think not 10% of the population can honestly say that they sat there and was hanging out with Jordan on the boat, a yacht to be exact. That's crazy. And I think that people fight over his shoes. People really go crazy about these shoes, and the fact that I just get a shipment at home is very prestigious. It's amazing. It's not a big team, so it's one of few, so it's special. My favorite Jordans are the ones, and I would love to play in them actually, but off the court, I think my favorite ones, I don't even have a favorite, any ones low or high I'm wearing.
Time for two quick more. We'll go to Daniel Artest.
Hello, Taya. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Emerging in last year's bubble, you proved your worth to the LA Sparks as a key reserve. With the changes in the roster spot at the guard position this year, what is your mindset coming into this season, and how have you adjusted to your teammates' needs in training camp?
I think my mindset was really to come in, be a leader, be vocal, just everything that I did last year, just keep adding on to that, growing, my energy, my effort, my ability to keep learning, being coachable, a pleasure to be around, just stuff like that. I really wanted to just keep growing in any way possible. So the fact that, we have time to work out with the coaches and, spend extra time in the gym and we're not locked up on time and, opportunity to work out, it's been a complete difference. It's completely different. I have time, I have opportunity, I have my teammates here, I can work out with them. So it's just keep growing.
Last one for Taylor. We have Jasmine Walker ready to come right after. We'll go to Chris Camella.
Hey Taya, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. Obviously, today is would have been the 15th birthday for Gianna Bryant, and I just wanted to know because obviously everyone's been posting up, including the Sparks today. I wanted to know what impact you think she could have had on the women's game had she continued on her journey.
Oh man, that's it's such a sad topic. I like the fact that she's not here. She was a light to women's basketball. She had a very bright future. She had support all over the world. Everybody was rooting for her. She was just a pleasure to watch. And then the fact that her father was Kobe, and to see their bond and just see a father-daughter relationship and just the support that he showed women's basketball, it was a wonderful thing. And today and every day is in honor of her, her heart, her resilience, everything that their family represents. I think that should be celebrated, and everything that they're doing for her is remarkable.
Hey Jasmine, about a week through now training camp, how would you assess the way this first week has gone for you, and what are you looking to accomplish tomorrow?
This week has been filled with a lot of information, just learning things that need to be done and what is asked of you. On the court, I'm looking to do what I need to do what's asked of me, and put the ball in the hole tomorrow. That's what I'm looking to do tomorrow.
Roscoe, who they expect from Sportsnet?
What are the aspects that seem to be translating pretty easy, like pretty naturally so far of the game? And then are there certain aspects already that are proving a little bit harder at the pro level?
I have to say no. At the end of the day, it's basketball. I feel like the key concepts are always the same. It's just how that coach will want. It's like coaches have their way of wanting something different. That's the only thing I feel like that's different. You know, coaches coach it a different way. So you know, I feel like that's the only thing for us, like learning. The learning process goes. But I feel, at the end of the day, like I still feel as though like this is basketball. So.
John Davis and Windside.
Hi, Jasmine. What have you learned about yourself so far in training camp? Hearing you talk today, you sound like you feel like you belong.
Yeah, I feel like I belong here. What I've learned in training camp, don't take a possession off. Bring effort and energy every possession. And, you know, that's what I'm willing to do. That's what I always done. So it comes easy for me as well.
Time for two more. We'll go over to Chris Camella, Nightcast Media.
Hi, Jasmine. Thanks for taking the time. Talk about the competition aspect and the energy and the spark that provides in this atmosphere, and how you've been able to maybe benefit from that.
I love it. I love it when players work hard. I love when players push each other. And this team is full of competitors, like full of competitors. We push each other every day, trying to make each other better. And I feel like as a rookie, you know, I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy competition. I enjoy having a vet make me better, you know, because I want to be where she is, you know, years on down, you know. So the competitive level is high, very high. And I'm enjoying every bit of it.
The last question for Jasmine will go to Daniel Artest.
Hello, Jasmine. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
You were one of my when I was doing my my scouting for this draft. You was one of my favorite players to scout because of the way you can create your own offense. You was one of the best pure shooters in this draft as well. I just wanted to know, like, because I know that you're working on, you know, becoming a 3 after playing the 4 at your old school and everything. I just want to know how has that been going with your player development?
You know, working on the same thing, you know, never go away from my strengths. I'm always shooting the ball and stuff, working on that ball handling, creating my own shot and stuff. So that's what I mainly focus on. That's what we mainly focus on here. We always work on, you know, making each other better and stuff. So that's mainly what I've been working on, ball handling, sticking to my strengths.
So, Coach.
What's up, Pap?
You know, obviously, think about the W is this 12 roster spots right now. You have 15 players competing for those spots. You already have some guaranteed contracts. Can you talk about the competition level that you see in camp right now? And, you know, do you think that the lack of spots adds to that right now?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we were intentional about creating a highly competitive, you know, training camp environment, and you know, we just felt like that was really important to pushing us forward and the growth that we needed to take as a team, and establishing the type of, you know, basketball culture and environment that we want to have in the gym every day, is to compete for everything. And so we feel like that has worked well. We're very fortunate that, you know, we have some very, very professional, you know, women in training camp that understand the challenges that the WNBA poses in terms of having only 12 roster spots, and recognizing that they do have to come in and compete for one of those spots, that there are no guarantees or entitlements. And so we feel like it's going well. You know, in talking even to the players, they feel it, they know that, you know, that's a part of it. But in the gym, you can tell that they're competing for an opportunity to be on this team, but they're still rooting for one another, right? Like there's still a very team, you know, environment and aspect to what's going on, and it's been fun to be a part of. So, you know, it won't be easy to make the final decisions that will be necessary for us to make, but we're having a great, you know, week and a half, you know, or so, and you know, just kind of looking forward to, you know, seeing how things look tomorrow.
Over to Miriam.
Hey, good morning, Jared.
Good morning.
Taya was talking about that just having the itinerary is kind of exciting for her after her first season in the bubble. So going into tomorrow's game, and also that she appreciates like having more court time than you guys were allotted in the bubble as well. How are those like, you know, are you cognizant of sort of those differences, and how do you think that will help a player like her grow?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it was interesting for Coop, like just, you know, being a second-year player, but, you know, being in your first, you know, training camp type of environment. And so, you know, I think it was an entirely new experience for her as a player in the WNBA, you know, which can be good, right? And, you know, for her to experience, you know, what it's like to have, you know, 15 players on a roster, you know, everybody competing for opportunity and minutes, and then being fortunate, you know, to have a space here, you know, where we can train and prepare ourselves as players and as a team, you know, to be at our best in terms of performance. And so, you know, time with coaches, court space, being in market where our staff in terms of our team, you know, as we're obviously like following protocols, and, you know, people that are in different tiers can be, you know, around the players at different times. And so, you know, just being able to have that support here in LA, I think it's really beneficial for all of us, you know, and Coop in particular, you know, as a player that likes to work and likes to get better, you know, it's been really positive so far.
Chris? Hey, Coach, how are you this morning?
Good, Chris, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Jasmine was talking about how she feels like she belongs. She feels like the competition aspect that has been great. I just wanted to kind of get your early impressions of what she has been able to bring to the table, and has anything surprised you about her so far?
No, she belongs for sure. She's made that very clear. You know, we obviously, you know, felt very strongly about, you know, her potential, the ability that she had as a player, you know, to be impactful, which is why we, you know, we moved up in the draft to just have the opportunity that if she was there at 7, you know, we didn't tell many people about what our interest was, but, you know, the opportunity to draft her at number 7 was very, very intentional, and she belongs. You know, she has the game that it takes to be a good pro. She has the mindset to get here early and stay late and ask questions and put time in on the court. And so, you know, she's done everything a first-year player can do to, you know, to send the message to, you know, her coaches, her teammates, everybody that she is confident, she does believe in herself, but there's a level of humility and respect and appreciation for this opportunity, and that's the energy that she comes in the gym with. So that makes us all want to help her even more, and that's been really cool to see. So we definitely believe Jasmine has a really bright future in this league, and she can be one of the great ones, not just good ones. But you know, that takes time, and she's willing to put that time in though.
Hey, Coach. Good morning.
What's up, Sean?
What's going on? We're close. Tomorrow marks another checkpoint, right? As far as camp goes. What are some things that you're kind of focusing on as you go into tomorrow that you're going to be looking for?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. And you know, in the W, it's like it's almost like a long sprint. You know, like the season being, you know, 32 games, and you know, the turnaround from draft to training camp to your first regular season game. It's so quick, and you don't have, you know, the opportunity to kind of see how things go the first couple months. You know. And then start to figure some things out. Like you really need to have a solid foundation from the beginning. So tomorrow is an opportunity to kind of start to build some of those habits and some of that foundation in a game type of setting. So we've had to spend a little more time in practice, just introducing, sideline out of bounds or baseline out of bounds, jump ball, free throw line, just different situations that you're going to experience in a game. But most importantly still, I think for tomorrow, the most vital habits are communication defensively. The most vital habits offensively are sharing the basketball and passing it when somebody else is open, setting good screens, sprinting back on defense, taking good shots. Those are the things that are important to be able to assess and evaluate even in these, preseason situations. More so than clean execution of things. It's really a habit building process, and we'll get a chance to see. Fatigue is it's gonna show a lot of people how hard it really is to be good in this league. And we'll get to see how some people respond to being really, really tired, and having to face some of the best players in the world at the same time. And it's different than practice. So it'll be fun, and it's not as much about the result of it, but some of the habits that we've tried to build this past week, hopefully we'll be able to see some of those, start to show themselves in a game situation.
After Stephen Moore, we'll go to John and then end with Ross.
To kind of go off what Rashawn was saying, Coach, you only technically have this one official preseason game next Saturday. Yeah, you have this scrimmage, but how much stock are you putting into a player's performance when it comes to evaluation when you're talking about, just these two opportunities, the scrimmage and this preseason game versus everything you get to see from them in all of the various practice scenarios that you create in training camp? What's more important when it comes to the final evaluation, these games or all these practices that you created?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. With school, for example, instead of everything being weighted in a final exam and a midterm exam and nothing else matters, right? They figured out in school that, you need to give a certain percentage to homework assignments. You need to give a certain percentage to quizzes. You need to give a certain percentage to, to a midterm or a quarter exam. You try to spread out, how you want to weigh how good a player is and how they'll be able to fit in your team. That doesn't just rely on, 15 minutes in a preseason game or a scrimmage when she's shown you, many things over the course of 14 days or 17 days that she is capable of doing some things that maybe don't always translate in the game situation, especially if she's a young player. Because there's a lot of things that, she's processing. She's a first or second year player and just hasn't been in these situations a lot. So, it will help for sure. It does matter. There are players that can perform like an all-star at 10 in the morning and at 7 at night, it's different. So, I think it is important to pay attention to some things in these two games that we'll have. But what's also important to us is who she is, as a woman. And those are things in terms of her character, her integrity. Does she show up on time? Is she here early? Does she want to get better? Does she stay late? Those are all things that, some people can look good in the game and don't handle those things very well. And she won't fit into what we're trying to do. So there's a balance to it. But there's no question we're excited about, the chance to evaluate it in game situations that just hard to simulate in practice.
Ross, last question.
Hey, Christian.
What's up, Ross?
What's going on? I'm always trying to get details. So, philosophically, and stylistically, if you'd be willing, I'd love to know what to look for, just like what you're trying to do offensively and defensively, as in like, is this going to be pick and roll oriented? Do you want to have a post touch first? Like defensively, what's it about?
Yeah, no, great questions. We want to play fast. Like the pace that we need to be able to play at is so key. Like the way we've constructed this roster, we do ourselves a disservice by, tiptoeing down the court and, taking 15 seconds just to get up, into something. We want to attack people before their defense can be back and set. So it's why, we've focused on the type of personnel that we've brought in. A good amount of screen roll for sure. Erica Willer's ability to operate in screen roll. Christy Tolliver, Brittany Sykes has improved. Taya Cooper has improved. Sydney Weiss. And just continuing to put different people, in those situations. We have some great, pick and pop players that can shoot the basketball from the perimeter. So for sure, a heavy dose of pick and roll. But also providing opportunities for, NECA and Shanae and players that are great, high percentage shooters in the paint to get consistent touches as well. So I think the main thing that we want to do is, we want to get down the court and get the first best shot we can get more times than not. Defenses are too good to get late into the clock too many times. So just look for us to play significantly faster, and especially in these preseason games. I'll probably threaten them a couple times that if we don't shoot the ball within the first 10 to 12 seconds, they have to come out of the game. Because we just have to send the message that you're going to have to be in great shape to be able to play at the pace that we need to play at. And if you can't sustain that effort, then we can get somebody else in that can do so. Defensively, we want to take advantage of our versatility on that end as well, and just try to be really disruptive, take teams out of what they're trying to do, as opposed to allowing them to get into their stuff. And, we feel like we have the athleticism and the length behind the basketball, so not just great ball pressure that we've been able to enjoy, like over the last couple of years. In a few years, like Elena Beard was great on the basketball. Brittany Sykes was great on the basketball last year, but we weren't always as great behind great, players on the ball. TRP was good on the ball for us, but we weren't as good behind it. And so we feel like now we have athletes at the wing positions and in the front court that if teams are throwing lazy passes, if we're disrupting and getting deflections, we're taking that and we're going the other way quick. So those are really the things that we want to see most nights. And then, of course, when we have to execute, we want to be sharp and we want to be detailed. And, I think Christy Tolliver and NECA are going to make sure of that. And so it'll take time for us to get all of that in that I just said, but fast and disruptive, to sum it all up.